Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller, the podcast. I'm joined by Seth.
Hey, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us on the internet.
Now, these shows originally aired on Brookings Radio, but now they're all here for your enjoyment. I hope you like it.
There you go. Sit back, enjoy the show, relax. Let us know if you want to see anything on future shows. As we said, this comes out live in the Brookings area, but enjoy this archive episode.
Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. If you're new to craft beer or haven't even tried a single one, this show is for you. A craft beer primer with Seth Cook from Woodlegs Brewing of Brookings.
Let me give a warm, heartfelt welcome to the world of craft beer. This is cool. This is something that has been developing for decades. Honestly, it plays back to centuries of brewing history. But just recently in the U.S., the decades are the ones that have really seen a lot of momentum. First thing to know is that craft beer is evolving as the taste buds are, as the populace is, as the technology is. So the coolest thing that I can probably tell you about craft beer is that it is a continued exploration.
Many people think of craft beer as bitter and hoppy or maybe dark and bitter. Well, those things can be true, but it can be many other things as well.
I think when I define craft beer is made by artisans like myself. Craft beer is done on a very small scale. This isn't a huge multi-state, multinational system. And craft beer is done with really the consumer's best interest in mind, where we're trying to produce things that we enjoy, but also that our consumers, our immediate consumers, the people that walk in the door, have the not only an appreciation for what they make, but they have some authority on how we change and what we do and what we do next.
Chances are, even if you've never liked beer, you can find a craft beer to enjoy. Just don't be intimidated.
This might seem all a little heavy and overwhelming. It is not. It is not. It is not. The bartenders there are just as excited. There's some really interesting flavors and complex flavors on the board, but we also have flavors that are a bit more clear and clean and less complicated. And that's by design, by intent, with the intent that you can come through and try these different elements. I encourage people that are new to the craft beer scene to search out some craft pilsners and some craft cream ales. Cream ale is such a terrible name for what it is. It's really a terrible name.
It is a terrible name.
But it's a light beer. I mean, it's a craft light beer, and it's not.
There's nothing creamy about it. I've never figured out that name.
Right. It's not a light beer as you would see advertised on like the hood of a NASCAR race car. Not that type of light.
A cream ale is a craft beer that's accessible and familiar, but often flavorful and refreshing. Many breweries make one. More craft beer primer on the way as Beer Untapped continues in a moment. Welcome back to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller and our craft beer primer. Seth Cook at Woodlegs Brewing of Brookings says there are beers that work very well for the craft beer beginner. He mentioned pilsners and cream ale earlier. There are others.
Even fruited beers. And this isn't just your light beer with fruit added. These are beers that are actually made out of fruit, whether it be lambics or maybe some of the raspberries or gozas or some of the sours. I know sour sounds like a terrible name. Don't be scared of those either. And then
actually, a lot of people seem to find their way into craft beer now through sours. They've become incredibly popular.
Right. And they're the most unbeer-like tasting beer thing that I've ever drank. And
right?
I've laughed at that because I can't think of a better way, but I've had somebody come in and ask for a beer that doesn't taste like beer. That makes me just kind of giggle inside because I have to, in my mind, is I drink a lot of different kinds of beer. Which is the most beer-tasting beer that I've ever had? So, but I get what they're saying, and usually they mean a bitterness. They mean some type of bitterness, some type of maybe even ale abrasiveness.
And many beginners take the stout route.
And I've seen more people switch from beers that are advertised during the Super Bowl to craft beer by using a stout as an intermediary. Stouts are really good if done correctly. They have some bitterness, but it's a different type of bitterness. It's not an herbal bitterness. It's more like a coffee roasted bitterness.
Or a chocolate bitterness.
So the word bitter doesn't have to elicit the ideas of eating vegetables or grass. Bitter can truly mean, some of those chocolates. Those are great flavors that come through.
So there you go. A few ideas for your first tries at craft beer. Don't be shy. Any good beer bartender will be more than happy to help you out with samples or flights. We'll continue our craft beer primer next time, including more on flights. Now, a little promo for an upcoming event. Wooden Legs has trivia night every Tuesday night, but on the 4th, comic book trivia night.
We're well known for our trivia nights, and that is awesome. We love doing trivia every Tuesday. We're also kind of known to be a little geeky, and I guess we're okay with that too. On Tuesday the 4th, we're going to be doing some comic book trivia. So I'm going to pull some questions from both the Marvel and the DC universe, maybe a couple other in between, lesser known ones. And don't worry, I will also pull them from the blockbuster franchise movies. Those count for me too. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Finally today, let's head over to Brookings Liquor Store, talk to our craft beer guide, Drew Eklund. The great news, as far as I'm concerned, Oktoberfest beers are in stock.
Yeah, Oktoberfests are coming in now, and a lot of people, I think, would love to see them year-round, so...
Wouldn't bother me, I love them.
Definitely. I think my favorite Oktoberfest so far this year has to be Sierra Nevada's. $9.99 for the six-pack. This year, Sierra Nevada collaborated with world-renowned German brewery Weihenstephan to make an incredible beer with flavors of malty biscuit, caramel, earthy hops, and a slightly spicy finish. This is one I could drink year-round. It's really good.
It's just fabulous.
So yeah, if you only try one Oktoberfest this year, this Sierra Nevada's is the one. Other Oktoberfests that are currently available include the always outstanding Eyinger and Hofbrau, the German imports. We also have Mankato Oktoberfest, Shells, Sam Adams, and Weinenkugels, and we'll have more to come in the next few weeks.
That's it for this week's show. Until next time, drink local and drink responsibly.
Thank you for listening to this archived edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Feel free to listen to other episodes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on a future show, please let us know. Thanks again.